If she's attracted to you, she will touch this part of herself. Let's be real, decoding attraction can feel like trying to read a novel where half the pages are missing. But women, even when they're playing it cool, often leak subtle signals through body language. And there's one specific area she'll unconsciously touch when she's into you. No, it's not her hair or her lips. Those are the usual suspects. We're not here for usual. We're here for the quiet, blink and you miss it clues that most guys overlook. Let's break it down. Here are 6 surprising behaviors that point toward her attraction. And yes, that one body part she'll touch when you're lighting her up inside. 1. She touches her sternum, right between her collarbones. It's not obvious, it's not sexy on purpose, and that's why it matters. When a woman gently places her fingers near the top of her chest, not in a flirty, dramatic way, but like she's absent-mindedly trying to ground herself, it's a physiological response. That spot just beneath the throat is where nerves go haywire when someone feels vulnerable or emotionally stirred. She may press it lightly, like she's adjusting a necklace that isn't even there. Or maybe her palm just rests there for a second too long when you make eye contact. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's not random. Her subconscious is doing damage control, trying to calm her heart, to soften the way she's starting to feel around you. This isn't performative, it's primal.
2. She adjusts clothing that doesn't need adjusting. You're talking, maybe telling a story, or asking a pointed question, and suddenly she's fidgeting with the edge of her sleeve, straightening her hem, or smoothing the fabric near her stomach. It's not because she's cold or uncomfortable. It's because you've made her aware of herself. That's the tell. Attraction forces a person out of autopilot and into self-consciousness. When she starts tending to her clothes that were just fine 10 seconds ago, it's her body saying, hey, look good, you're being seen right now. It's not about vanity, it's not about seduction, it's about presence. You're disrupting her usual rhythm, and her hands are trying to tidy the nervous energy you just stirred up. 3. Her hand lingers near her ribcage. Now this one's rare, which is exactly why it's powerful. When a woman wraps an arm across her midsection or lightly grazes her ribs, it's like her body is reacting to a flutter from within. It's a self-soothing reflex that happens when you make her feel something that catches her off guard. That little laugh you pulled from her without trying, that eye contact that lasted just a second too long, it activates a quiet adrenaline spike, and her body responds by covering or comforting that sensation. You're not just some guy at the table. You've become a spark, and she's containing it one fingertip at a time. 4. She tucks her hands, then pulls them back out. This is about ambivalence. The good kind. The kind that means she's into you, and it's throwing her off balance. One moment her hands are tucked between her thighs or hidden beneath the table. The next, she's gesturing, touching the rim of her glass, adjusting her bracelet. It's as if she's negotiating with herself. Play it cool. No, be open. No, don't be obvious. That indecision is attraction in real time. It's not that she doesn't know what she wants. She does. She just wasn't expecting to feel it with you. And now her whole body is acting out the push-pull she hasn't said out loud. 5. She traces her collarbone, even absent-mindedly. Now this is a goldmine. Not because it's suggestive, but because it's protective. The collarbone is a vulnerable area physically and emotionally. When a woman touches it lightly, usually with just the pads of her fingers, it's her nervous system reacting to excitement, masked as control. It's like an internal squeal in slow motion. You said something that hit her in the gut, in a good way, and instead of showing it on her face, she lets her hand do the talking. She might scratch lightly or draw invisible lines across that area. What she's really doing is tracing the outline of how you just made her feel, and she doesn't even know it. 6. She reaches toward her own face, then changes her mind. This one's not about biting her lip or twirling her hair. We've all heard those before. This is about interrupted movement. She starts to touch her face, maybe her cheek or jaw, and then pulls her hand away like she suddenly became aware of how it might look. That interruption is telling. It means she's trying to keep herself from seeming too into you. That brief second where her hand hovers, then returns to her lap, is like watching her rehearse vulnerability and then cancel the performance mid-scene. It's not rejection, it's restraint. And it only happens when someone makes her feel something real. You're not just in the room.